Hey everybody, how's it going? It's Flux here, and welcome back to Rhinestone Island, and take a look at this finally finished little back end of our trailhead over here. We've got our pretty cool looking bathhouses down here, kind of hidden away in the rocks like I was planning on doing. One over here, and of course our larger one over on this side. We got some little vending machines, some little places to sit down and have a snack or something. We've got a grill over here, and of course our different changing rooms, one over on this side and also one down here. And we've also got our places to just have a lunch or something or whatever, different places for some nice barbecues over here next to the ocean, way back away from everything else, away from the city, away from all the noise and the light pollution. Probably a pretty gorgeous view from over here at nighttime without all that light pollution in the sky. And just like a nice overall place to hike. So I'm pretty happy with the final result. We've got some nice little beaches over here as well on both sides of this, and I also try to do a little bit of detailing just to the trail itself that wraps around this way and goes back towards the observatory over here, or should I say the research center, not really an observatory. But this is my favorite part of the whole trail, actually. It's just this little area that kind of wraps up here up to the little cornice at the top. We've got the nice rocks, and this rock looks actually really cool, the way that it got shaped by this mountain. It kind of like stretches up almost like a big flat rock. And then this cool looking little kind of facility up here, I imagine would be some sort of like, I don't know, measurement taking facility or something. Maybe like a cell tower. Not like a cell tower, it's pretty small for a cell tower, but something like that, something along those lines. But yeah, that's the result of this area over here. And believe it or not, we're actually not going to be touching any of this stuff at all this episode. Like I said last episode, this is all just going to be kind of like some intermittent work we'll be doing, kind of just like thrown in the mix while we're working on everything else. So that is our progress for today. We'll be going back and probably doing some more work on these trails next episode. But today, what we're going to be doing is we're going to be finally starting work again on the casino area. So this is going to be take 2 of that. I guess we already started it once, and I decided I wanted to try it again. And this time we'll be using kind of a different technique. So if you watched my Grizzly Valley videos, you know that what I tried to do, and I think this is kind of a good idea for anybody trying to make a new city or a new town, and they're playing with a limited money, and they don't have to worry about, you know, the actual starting of the game and putting down, you know, services and stuff first, is starting with the transportation network, starting with putting down a nice train station and the metro lines, and kind of like expanding from there. I think personally that's like one of the best ways to go when it comes to starting a new city. So what we're going to be doing is we're going to be putting down the initial transportation network right over here. We're going to have our train lines come in this way. We're going to have the cargo line that's going to bypass this little area and go down to our future cargo facility down this way. And we're also going to have some new metro lines, some new bus lines, and all that good stuff. And this is kind of like long overdue. We actually haven't done any train lines at all in this entire city, so this will be the start of that. And I know it gets a little bit confusing at times, so I'll try to explain it as best I can here real quick. Basically, the way this one works right now, and you can see where all of our, I guess, train facilities are. It's a little misleading because it also shows the cargo bays, but we do have one up here at the top, and we're going to eventually have one more down here where we're going to have our, I guess, more little neighborhoods and small towns kind of down this way. But we'll have one more down this way, moves down to Rhinestone University, and then from there we'll go down. This is just the passenger trains, by the way, not the cargo trains. Move down along this line here, underground, and splits off to this location here. And then from here we'll bounce around again, go along this line, hops on to the right hand side, and that's where it pops out over here. So this right hand little railway will be dedicated to all of our passenger trains instead of the cargo trains, which will be on the left hand side over here. And then from here we can move in to the main part of the casino city. We'll have what's going to be kind of like our main train terminal somewhere down over here, like we're going to start this episode. And then from there we can branch back off down this line again, reconnect to this one over here, and then future train lines down in this direction. So I'm thinking we're going to have one line that just goes down this way, connects to the Rhinestone University, connects to this port, then goes down this way and connects to our casino city. We'll have one more that goes from the casino city down this way, connects to the port down this way, and then moves from here to the rest of this part of the island. Then we'll have one more that goes from left side of the island to the right side of the island without going into the casino facilities, so kind of like bypassing the casino area, which I think will be a little bit easier for those who don't want to go all the way down into downtown over here. They just want to go right alongside the main part of the island over here. So that's the plan for that. We still have to do quite a bit of metro work as well. We have pretty much none of these metros built out, so we're going to have to build the line that goes down this way and the line that goes down over here. And I think that this line is going to be the one that actually goes straight into the casino city over here on this side. But like I mentioned before, I don't really intend on having these metros extend all the way down this way. Instead, we'll probably have another metro that kind of like is a different system entirely that works over here. So if you want to kind of transfer those, you could go from one of the main train facilities, take that one down over here, then hop on our metro system. That way it's kind of segmented into this part of town and this part of town over here for the metros. So anyway, in case you were wondering, we're really not using even half of our system yet because we still have to put in all of these new metro lines over here. So I would say we got pretty good usage considering we only have like half our city covered by metro right now, and it'll be much higher in the future. So with all that stuff aside, I'm going to go ahead real quick and just lay out kind of like a nice baseline. I know that I'm going to probably spend a few different attempts on this to try and make it look the way I want it to, so I'll go ahead and do that now off camera, and then we'll come back and start expanding from there. Alright, so this is what I came up with so far. I just wanted to get something kind of going that was a bit of a starting point. I didn't do any of the detailing to any of this like tram stop area, obviously, and there'll be plenty of that in the future, but I really just wanted something to kick off from and be able to work with. So this is my design for what is going to be basically the central train station for at least this part of the map. And I don't really anticipate having a whole lot of other train stations of this caliber besides this one, because we really only have what is going to be, I think, a total of 3 lines. Just like one line that goes from here to down here, one line that goes from here to down this way, and then one line that bypasses this main station and just goes along this way. So because of that, I decided to just go with a dual station kind of thing. I'm using this pretty cool urban looking station that I think kind of fits the style of this whole complex fairly well. So the way this thing works is it actually has a metro line built into it. You can kind of see it there when I hover over it there. So we do have a metro line connecting to this, which is actually pretty perfect because we're going to be taking this metro line here and then connecting it back over again to our other lines down this way. So I'll probably end up having this be the final stopping point of at least one of these metros. In fact, I think I'm still a little on the fence about how we're going to use this metro. I think what we're going to do is actually have it wrap from this side, go down here, hit all the casino stuff, and then wrap down this way again, and then reconnect to one of these 2 lines down here. Actually, it's here and here, I think, of the two we haven't used yet. So that'll be how we do the metros there. But then on top of that, we do have the brand new trams, which came with our Snowfall DLC, or actually the update. It's not even a part of the DLC. It's just like a free thing they added to the game now. So with these trams, I created a little roundabout here to turn this thing around, because unlike the metros and the trains, which is, this is kind of like weird, I don't really know why they decided to do this, but say with a metro line, for example, you can see how at the end of, well, actually there's this little business line here. All that happens is just like in real life, you have like a dead end of a line here, comes in, stops, and then it just does a little transfer over and hops onto the line here and goes backwards. Well, you can't do that with trams. For some reason, the trams will not let you just have a little transfer track. I guess they didn't really add that to the game, mostly because I'm guessing they don't have any actual tram stations. All you do is you just add these tram stops here, and there's no like station block you need to create to make the trams work. So I'm assuming it uses similar AI to like buses and stuff, and that's why you can't do that. But you can't make it just like dead end at the end here and then go back. So we have a little roundabout back here to kind of service that. But this is going to be the kickoff point for our trams, and I don't think I'm going to add any trams to our downtown area, mostly because I already have all the metros and stuff. It really doesn't make a lot of sense to have trams in a giant downtown city, and it also doesn't make a lot of sense to have trams over here either, because it's just like, I don't know, it's just a neighborhood area over here, and this is an existing metro line, so really no reason for that. And while we might end up doing some trams down here in the future, I thought, why not try and use them over here and make them exclusive to our casino city down this way. So that's what we'll do with that. So here's kind of like our end piece. This will probably go in and connect to some line down this way. And then, of course, we have our little pedestrian walkways that are going to let us walk down here to those points, as well as our metro points and our train lines. So let's go ahead and keep going with this and see where we can go from here. I'm a little bit, well, I'm still just figuring out how all of this is really going to work. I know that the way I have this set up right now, I definitely want to have some sort of output coming from this that will give you direct access to this exit ramp, which just goes down here and then lets you kind of like bypass hopping on this, going down here, then pulling a U-turn underground and going back into this roundabout. I just wanted to have a direct access to this roundabout because I assume a lot of people that are going to this little train station, train complex thing will probably be wanting to go down to the casino area down here. And while you could just take one of these trams, it makes a lot of sense to also have some sort of direct access to this roundabout that goes down here and connects to that. So that's what we got for that. Now, on the topic of all this, I'm actually thinking it might be kind of cool just to make this whole area over here like one big roundabout. You can see it's all one way to begin with, which is kind of like a standard that I've started to adopt now with pretty much any of my systems here. Is I'll do some sort of one-way sort of thing. It just, I don't know, in my opinion, I think it's the best way to handle traffic when it comes to these big transportation networks. So let's go ahead and try to work with these one-way streets a little bit more. Obviously want to make it going counterclockwise, which will let us right-hand turn onto this. If it was some sort of left-hand driving nation, we'd be making it clockwise, but it's not. So that's that. I'm also going to use some rocks later to kind of trim up this little corner and stuff, make it look a little more clean, because right now it's just kind of like this random, you know, edge. So we'll have some nice scenery. I'm actually going to go ahead and use probably some of these props in here to make like a nice, you know, floor area down here where we have some like waiting stuff. We got some benches, we got places to wait. So that'll all be coming, don't worry. But now that we have this, I think what I'd like to do is, I think I want to have this avenue just basically connect straight into this right here. See, is this where's the halfway point? It's right there? Okay, so there's the halfway point. I think that's a pretty reasonable way to get in and out. It's kind of nice because it's got the two-way already, and it's a nice little way of doing that. Now, I don't really want to get too close to this area over here. I'm actually a little concerned about that right now. We're getting very close. I started obviously with this one back here, and I was like, oh, we got plenty of space, but we built off in this direction, so kind of making it hard to work with. But I think, let's see, I think we can make a nice tight turn here and and not have any issues. Now, the thing about this is I want it to feel integrated with the rest of the city, and while we're probably going to have some parks around here just to kind of break the space and make this area feel a bit nicer, I also want to make sure that we're not just making this randomly go from being, you know, high density buildings to just like a straight park right here. It might look a little bit odd. So maybe the best way to do this would be, well, we could always have like a curvy road type thing here and have some more roads that come off of this. That wouldn't be too bad of a solution. Why don't we try to build the roads that are going to be coming directly off of downtown Dale first? That way we kind of have an idea of how this is going to go from here on out. So we definitely want to maintain that high density feel that we have right now. So let's try to get some more grid patterns in here. But then as we get closer to these train stations, we're going to have to start doing some different angles. And actually, this, believe it or not, is our nice little bike path lane that comes directly from the center of this big old area. We've got two of these, one going this way, one going this way, that we kind of created way back when we started the city. So I think it would be nice if we kind of continued that, maintain that a little bit here, and if we could get this grid piece, that would be nice. I wish I knew exactly what this well, I can get it from over here, can't I? If we do this, boom, there it is. Easy as that. So now that we have that, let's see. Yeah, man, I almost just want to do this. So the big thing with this, and I've been thinking about this a lot, is that I really don't want to have this thing connected to these roads over here via road. So I'm totally fine with having the Metro connect. Obviously, that's what's happening here. Totally fine with having some pedestrian pathways. People could, like, theoretically, you know, come in here, hop off, take the pedestrian path down this way, and then, you know, walk around to downtown Dale. But I really don't want to just like create this connection, because I'm really trying to enforce the idea that all of this traffic is coming from the highway and using this interchange to go to this. And by doing that, we're creating a separate segment for the casino area that is separate from downtown Dale. And the really important part that comes with that is that we don't have any traffic trying to travel through downtown Dale. I did get some suggestions that we could use this policy. I guess it's called the it's like Old Town or something. Let me see. It's in city planning. Here we go. Yeah, Old Town. Only residents and businesses can use the area for motor vehicles. Ban other motor traffic. And while that would be theoretically kind of a good idea, we would have some problems with all of our cargo shipments, and we definitely need to have people that aren't living in this area. It's not supposed to be its own dedicated little region. It needs to have access to other parts of town just via this highway instead of, you know, driving straight through these towns. So that's the plan with that, and that's why I'm doing everything the way I'm doing it. But that said, I don't think it's totally unreasonable to do this, which is what I'm about to try and do here, is have this road come up to here. That actually worked a little bit better than I thought it would. Maybe here. Let's go a little bit further out first before we do that, though. So I'll just pull this thing to another half step. I think a half step makes this about even. And then do that. Let's see if we can get like a better layout here. Something like that's too far. A little bit too far still. I think that's going to be good enough. All right. Anyway, so if we make a little parking lot back here, and we kind of create parking that feels like it's parking for this area, but it's accessed from this this big downtown area, then it would let people come in and park their cars and then go and use this facility like they should be doing. But it wouldn't let people coming out of this facility leave via car on these roads, which would cause traffic. So I think this will definitely be a good kind of solution that's a bit of a compromise. So we'll go ahead and do that. And then this bike lane, I think we're going to actually have this thing turn into, up here, some sort of parking facility over on this side. And not quite sure how that's going to happen yet, but I do know that I want to use this gigantic parking structure thing wherever it is. I'm pretty sure it's like way down here somewhere. There we go. Ooh, that's perfect. It looks like it's an even number, so it fits in here just fine. So we'll have a main parking structure, and I think that I want to have all the parking down here anyway, so not really concerned about, you know, putting parking on this side or anything like that. So once we have this, I'll build a road that goes this way, and I kind of want this parking facility to just be like integrated straight into the city. So I'm not even going to try to leave any gap. We're just going to have buildings growing in like right next to it. Alright. And then, I know I said I wasn't going to do any detailing, but why don't we go ahead and just make this look cleaner. I know we can do better than this. Ooh. Ooh, I like the way this looks. Why don't we turn prop anarchy on real quick, and then we'll make a little one of these kind of covering that up. Nice little planter. Do it on both sides. That looks nice. Awesome. And then we can do a cool tree or something. Probably not any palm trees. We're too far from land for that. This tree is a little large. Let's see if we can get like a might be our best bet actually. Unless we use one of these. Oh, I like this one better. Let's do that. One there. One there. Use some of these nice little bushes as well. Maybe some flowers on top of that. Actually, instead of that, we could use these. These look a bit nicer than the flowers, I think, for this spot. So, like so. Tack a few of these on over here as well. Anything else? Oh yeah, we can use these little red flowers instead. These look nice. Awesome. That looks awesome. Okay. And then for this little entry point, I'm just gonna do a little something. Maybe have a. We'll do this on the 1/4 mark to there. Same thing on this side, the 1/4 mark. And I'll detail that stuff later. So perfect. Now, obviously, we have some demand for some stuff. We'll get around to that in a minute, though. So this is going to be a dead end. We don't have to worry about pulling anything out in this direction. So with that in mind, I think we should try and get some parking kind of squeezed in over here. I'll pull this out another half step, and then it would be nice if this kind of curved around a little bit. Hang on. Let me try something. How big exactly is this parking lot asset? That's the real question. Oh, we got it. That's exactly how big it is. Awesome. So we'll stagger it a bit. We'll do something like that. Turn prop anarchy off so I don't forget. I'm going to pull this out a little bit further, though. We need to go one past. And then if we go to here, and then, you know, honestly, that actually looks pretty good to me. And then here was my other idea. It's kind of like leading into a future plan of mine. If we go ahead and just give this thing a little like restroom area over here, we'll probably do some like picnic tables over here, something in the future. This can also become a trailhead, and what I was thinking is we'll probably have some stuff over here. I don't really know what's going to be over here yet. We might even just do some natural stuff. We'll probably have some buildings kind of fading out in this direction. That's actually the more likely scenario, I think. But if we went ahead and made some sort of trail, we could even have it kind of go through, you know, via sidewalk, whatever happens to be over here. Then we could give some access to these mountains over here with like a little trailhead, maybe over this little river. Because I gotta say, after doing this one over here, I really just have this desire now to like fill out all the mountains with trailheads. I think it looks really awesome. I think it kind of adds some personality to the city, and I just think it's a really cool idea in general. So we'll definitely expand this out and do something over here. And at the very least, it'll give you sidewalk access to this area over here. But the most important thing that we haven't even done yet is we haven't even given sidewalk access from this area to this area, which is kind of like the whole point of creating this area. So let's go ahead and do that. And I think the only place I'm really seeing that we can even do that from is over here. And you know what? I'm actually going to do this differently. I don't really like how that space is there. And I kind of like this, and it makes like this little curve in the back. So we'll do that. We'll bring this sidewalk out like so. Try and make it look, you know, halfway decent. And this will be, you know, all natural stuff anyway. And then we'll bring the sidewalk like, let's see. Trying to give it a bit of like a natural direction here. Actually, I almost want this to be, well, if it's sidewalk, we should make it nice and clean. I was going to make it a gravel path, but I think this will look better if we do it like this. So we go to here, and then I want to go one away from this in this direction, like so. Bring it to there, make a nice little curve. Nice calculated sidewalk. None of that fancy gravel path nonsense that I've been doing. And I think that's how far we want to go. That should make a nice even angle. There we go, much better. And then for this, I guess just going in here. I'll have to use the straight piece, I suppose. Like that. There we go. Awesome. That is perfect. And then what we definitely need to do now is we need to get these train tracks to connect. And let's also keep in mind that we're only connecting the right-hand side piece, because the left-hand side is going to be for cargo only. So it's going to kind of do a little bypass over here somehow. And I want to keep in mind that we also have this avenue to deal with. We got to connect this over here at some point. So kind of tricky, actually. It's really not the easiest connection I've ever done. Alright, so that took a little longer than expected, but I did get a final result for this little entry-exit point. I didn't want it to look too unnatural, but I think this is kind of a good compromise with that. We've got a nice little avenue entryway over here, and then it splits off into a little bridge that goes over to one of our two kind of forks in this entry point to the casino area. The idea here is just to make a nice even split, so we've got people going this way to get to this part of town and this way to get to this part of town, and not kind of crowding up any single entry point. And at the same time, it does kind of flow with all the other stuff going on over here. And then we also have, like I said before, this other little exit point that I created here that goes directly over here, loops around, and gives access to this little roundabout here. So you can get directly back onto this thing, you can go over here and hop onto this main avenue on this side, and all my stuff works just fine, no problems. And as you can see, we already got some trains coming here, which is kind of cool. Now we have a road connection over here, but we actually didn't have one before. So what they will do, and I know that for a fact now because I didn't have this thing connected and it was still working, is they will actually have trains spawn in that will come in here from outside the map, and all the citizens will just like walk off the train and walk right on over here across our little pathways that we made, and they will just walk down to the downtown area. So that's pretty cool to see. It's awesome to see that while we don't have any actual road connections between this area right here and our soon-to-be downtown, it definitely looks like it's nice and close up, which is cool. Everything's kind of like touching and close without actually giving us any road connections. And we've got this nice little wow, look at all these people using this already. We've got this very nice pedestrian path over here, and we've got direct access to either the metros and trains over here or anything else from this part of town and this part of town without actually connecting them via road. So pretty cool little solution there. Yeah, that's just about it. Actually, I didn't really do much else to this area over here, but what I really wanted to do is I wanted to work on this little front section right in front of this part of town, because this is going to be obviously just like the other side of the station, but I think, and I'm still trying to figure out the exact orientation of this main like area, but I want to have a little bit of like a hotel section like right over here. I think this is a good spot for that, so that right when you come off of this big train area over here, and like I've said in the past actually, but I don't know if I really mentioned it explicitly yet, We will have an international airport, and it'd probably be somewhere over here. I don't really know exactly where it's going to be yet, but it's definitely going to be on this side of the map somewhere, or possibly in this corner over here, but I want it to be away from the downtown area. But we'll definitely have train access to that. So I would imagine you'd be coming in for vacation, you want to go and visit the casino area, or you have hotels staying over here. You would take the train down this way, or the train down this way, depending on where it actually is, and then you would bring it all the way down here, come in and stop at your stop over here, and then you'd walk straight out and right away be met with some nice hotels over here, and then kind of like a nice avenue that moves straight into the casino area. And then I'd imagine we'll have some more hotels down along the beach side as well, but I definitely want to have some more standard like Marriott style hotels over here. So let's go ahead and just like bring this road out a bit, and we can start planning out the exterior for this part of the train station. And it looks like, hang on a minute, I just realized that this is definitely like offset with where this is going to be, so we're going to need to go ahead and make our own road here. Pretty sure this is what we used. Yeah, this is the same distance we used for the last one, so pretty happy with that, the way this one turned out over here. So we'll try and do the same thing over here. Now, interestingly enough, let's see if we can get this to work out here. You know, I almost want to just have like a direct parking lot over here instead of having this little street right there, just because you wouldn't really actually have one anyway. We've already got one on this side. It makes sense over here because we have obviously, you know, access to or from downtown Dale, but over here we definitely don't want or we don't really need that anyway, and it might be better just to have some parking lots over here. So why don't we go ahead and do that. Now it looks like this is again a little bit offset from what we had before, and I don't even know if there's like an easy way to fix that, really. So if we built here, I'm gonna go back far enough. I'm pretty sure this will let us still build right angle. Yeah, it does. Okay, good. I think that this will give us a clean connection to, or I mean, not clean, but an even. Oh, looks like it doesn't actually, which is interesting, man. So the easiest way we can do this then, I guess, would be to go from here. Yeah, this is going to be the best way, I think. There we go. That is even with this. So go ahead and do that. Delete all this, man. Look at all those pedestrians. That's pretty awesome to see all that use out of this area. And we haven't connected this area yet. So once this is actually like, you know, a thriving casino area, I would assume we get plenty of traffic going around here, and then we'll also have, of course, the metros and the trams, so that's going to be awesome when it's all done. But look at that, man, that's crazy. Okay, so this is going to be our starting point for our parking lot here, and I actually think that I'm going to go ahead and do this. Just bring that out so I'm going to connect this over here later on. And then I think right off the bat, we'll just go ahead and do... How much space do we even have? I think we have enough space to grab the 4x4 parking lot right here and put it there. Oh, wait. Yeah, there and there. And still have room for this avenue. Is that correct? Ooh, that is exactly perfect. Okay, awesome. And now this is going to be built off of this one instead. In fact, what we can do here is we can have this go like this, now that we've got the right measurements here. And then we can hold off on having all this zoning grid stuff messed up until the very end here, which is nice. So, boom, perfect. And then I'm going to go ahead and just have this thing split. We'll have some nice grass through here. And then I'll use the individual parking lot spaces for here. And let's see. Yeah, I want to have more parking down this way as well. So I think I'm just going to keep going. Then once we get to here, Yeah, this is kind of tricky, isn't it? Yeah, I got an idea that'll still work without looking weird. If we bring it down to here like we were saying before, and then we do, let's see, I'm going to connect these temporarily. I'll do that. I'll do it one more time. Oh, I don't even know if I can. Bring this further or something. So now the grid's all wonky because of this. Oh man, hang on. I know we can do this. Let's get this a little bit further away. There we go, that's better. And then I think, yes, having a one gap is about accurate. So I know this seems kind of weird right now, but we'll do, and we won't even want this type of road actually. It doesn't really matter. Oh yeah, it really doesn't matter at all. It's going to change anyway. So we'll do 4s like this. Oh, I need to delete this road for a second so we can make this last one. Reconnect that. And then when we delete these, it'll actually work just fine. It'll just be like weird. Like you probably wouldn't want to have parking lots like that. But then we can use this road type and bring it on down to here on both sides. That looks kind of nice. Like that. Awesome. Delete that. And I guess I'll just make this one into this same road type so we're not, you know, so it's all consistent, I guess. Then we'll do some trees over there and whatnot later on. And should we do it on this side too? I kind of think it would look good if we do it on this side as well. So let me just go ahead and drag this a bit further. And the nice thing about this is we're not making any intersections besides the main one right here. So that leaves us plenty of space to create some intersections for this soon-to-be hotel lot down this way. So I'll just pull this out a bit further. Make our, let's see, how far off did we go? We went one grid space further. So boom, skip 3, boom, throw down our parks. Then go back and delete these roads and do it again. And boom. I wonder if we should do, yeah, we should do this so that we have and it seems like we're going to overkill with the parking, but it definitely would have, we would have plenty of parking lot space for, you know, a facility of this size. So I think this makes plenty of sense. Also, I just want to fill this area, and I feel like it's going to be empty if we don't do something like this. So maybe we go ahead and make a little right hand bend that's like 2 by 2, and then do something like this again where we go, we actually need to go 4 out so we can just make it first. Oh, hang on a minute, I gotta delete this. Delete that. Go ahead and go 1, 2, 1, 2. We'll do that again over here, like so. 1, 2, 1, 2. I think this is gonna be just about enough. Yeah, because then we'll do some landscaping. Obviously, we don't need to have the whole thing be parking lots. And then I'll make a nice little right-hand turn right there. Then we'll go back and fix the distance on this, so it's a nice little cul-de-sac at the end. And you can see, even though we needed it to be this long to have both these grid spaces to build this, you could just have it go and cover one of them and it'll still give it a road connection. So nice little trick for any real park, actually, which is kind of nice. But anyway, that's some good looking parking, I think. I like how that turned out. And we could even do a little parking lot on the inside here too, actually. That might not look too bad. See if we can mimic the same, yeah, the same direction this one's at. Didn't really notice that that was a curve though. We might have to do this differently here. Let's try this real quick. I actually don't even know. Yeah, this is gonna be a bit trickier than I thought. See, I don't want to have to delete all my stuff, but I think this is the only way we're able to do this, so hang on a minute. Delete that, and delete these real quick, temporary. Do, oh, I see what's happening. Yeah, the intersection's too close, isn't it? Man. Well, you know what, it's okay. We just won't have the parking lot there then. Not a big deal. So, do the same thing. We're gonna have to build it one more so we can make these parking lots again. Boom. Oops, that's the wrong spot. Boom, boom. Delete this. And we're back in business. Okay. That looks good. We'll shape the rest up later. And yeah, I think we are about done with this. So we'll wrap up the episode for now. We'll come back and, you know, honestly, I mean, I definitely was planning on going and doing some more work on this trailhead. I probably still will, at least do a little bit next episode. But I think I'm going to also do some detail work over here, do some zoning over here, and kind of clean this area up a little bit. That way, next episode, when we start working on some of the hotel areas over here and start working towards a casino strip in the future, we won't be left with all this like unfinished stuff over here. So we'll do that next episode, but I hope you guys enjoyed. And as always, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.